Ooh, I gotta watch that. Santa Claus is coming to town. He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake. You better watch out. Hello, Gaither. How are you? Good to see you. Julia, how are you? I got to fix my camera so I can see everybody. My eyes are shot. ENL, how are you? Malaya's mom, hello. How are you this evening? Guys, 5 people's coming to the room. Only 1 thumbs up. Come on. Get those thumbs up. Bear down. Bears lost. Should have won that game today. That was a hard loss against the Lions today. You got it. Miss Betty B. Disney. Kimberly, how are you? William. Is it Romaska? Romaska, how are you? Mikey Donuts, how are you? Malaya's mom, I am tired. I am really tired right now. I know what you're thinking. You're like, oh, you just got back from the beach. You should be rested. You should be traveling, just wears you out. It just, it just wears you out when you travel a little bit. And granted, it was only hours. Granted, I gotta go see the young lady and have my beard fixed tomorrow, probably. Yes. You're welcome. Glad to be home. Glad to see Lucian. Him and I have been playing for the last couple hours. Ended up bringing him a turtle back home with him, a little plush turtle that's on looks like a leash. And he's been playing with the turtle, walking around and everything like that. Julia, I did. It was a good holiday. It really was. Kevin, how are you? I say Russian. Okay, privet. Privet. Max, how are you? Max said, it's 1 o'clock, mate. What are you doing? I'm sitting here talking to you. Dancing with Skeletons, how are you? Feels good to get the hat back on. It really does. Yes, it does. There's Mary. There's Joan. Dancing, I am good. I am here. Max, you never know. You never know if I'm real. I never use the F word, so we don't like to say that. It's past Christmas, I think. For some people, it is. For others, it's never past Christmas. I guarantee you it is never past Christmas. Hello, Mary and Joan. Charlene, how are you? Good to see you. Max, you killed Plants and Vixen. You got to get the name of the reindeers right. You got to stop relying on autocorrect. It's never going to get you anywhere in this world, Max. When you rely on autocorrect is going to make you sound really weird and really strange. I hope you don't kill plants. I hope that's not your thing. If it is, hey, more power to you. But let's get off with the autocorrect. Yes, Billy J, there is always another one coming. The grumpy God said Christmas is over. Christmas is never over. Just when you think, I'm talking, we go through Christmas and the next thing you know, I've got kids lining up telling me what they want for next year. They didn't get it this year, so they get it next year. Hello, Deborah. How are you? Really? That is a really bad joke, and you're on the naughty list. That's how it works. New snow boots. Absolutely, Miss Karen. How are you? Good to see you. Yeah, we got back today about 3 o'clock, and it is really, oh my. Well, be better, be more careful around those dustpans. Those dustpans can get you. Thank you, Miss Karen. No, we left early this morning, got home about 3 o'clock today, and like I said, everything was going good. Everything's going great. Chad the Guru, why am I in a hoodie? I'm not in a hoodie. I'm just in a gray sweatshirt. I don't wear the uniform all the time. Y'all are horrible tonight with these bad jokes. WMCC, how are you? Well, it's chilly. Where I'm at, it's cold. And so you want to stay warm. I've got the fire going, but you still want to stay warm. A gaming phone. There you go. Oh, Darcy, just like that. Gone. Gone. Miss Violet, thank you. Good to see you. Happy New Year. For those I have not had the chance to speak with over the last couple of days, Happy New Year. We are in New Year. You hear Lucian running around upstairs right now. He is doing his thing. Tim, I am still here. I tried my best to take a little vacation, take a little break, but Mary says another one bites the dust. Absolutely. And guys, I've had requests for them. Don't forget, if you do a super chat or you do a just a gift of any kind, there, a love gift or anything, I've got the hats and I've got the glasses. I've had people requesting those, telling me that they were worried that they were gone. Miss Sarah, we are back. We are tired. Lucian's been wearing me out here for the last couple hours. He has this game he plays where he'll take a stuffed animal and he'll say, make it talk. So we have to make him talk, and we'll have to use the magic to make him talk. And a little bit ago, it was we brought him a new turtle home, and it was a plush turtle. And so, needless to say, we have been working with the plush turtle. Rocker, how are you, buddy? Good to see you. Yeah, you hear him upstairs right there. If you are missing some of your gifts, that is, I only bring what is, what is on my list, and sometimes you might have fallen into the naughty side of things, so be careful. Vivian, how are you? Rocker, how is that baby doing? I hope doing well. I love Jesus. Yes, Rozzy. He is upstairs. He is doing his thing right now. Um, he when I was away, he learned how to remember back in the day when you would get the big bowl of like cashews and almonds, and you learn how to use a nutcracker to where you could, crack the walnuts and everything like that. He is learning how to use the nutcrackers to where he can crack the nuts and everything like that. I trust me, I know we're going to get some comments. Um, but he's learning how to use the nutcracker, and it's been pretty funny watching him do that. VMAX in Switzerland. Well, welcome. Oh, I hear her yelling at him. Siberian Christmas is January 7th. See, look at that. There's always Christmas somewhere. You got it. Put on the uniform. Happy New Year, everybody. Yes. Oh, we're going to have tardy slips now. Malaya's mom said we're going to have tardy slips. You guys are crazy. I watched a young lady the other day, and they have a YouTube channel, and for the life of me, I cannot think of what, starting over 2007, beginning in 2007. I think that's the name of the YouTube channel. And I watched this young lady and this gentleman. The one gentleman, he stands up on a ladder and he moves the ladder back and forth. And the little girl that's in the channel, it's his wife, the young lady. Every time they get a new subscriber, she goes ooh ooh woo, woo. There it is. Woo, woo, woo. Something about that the other day. I sat there and watched that probably for 30 minutes. And all it is them talking to each other. And every time the young lady, they would get a new subscriber on her channel, she would sit there and go, woo, 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 EWU, woo, woo. And then she would talk to you and have a normal conversation with you. And I'm like, I am missing something. Lewis, look at you. Let's get on the good list. Get on the good list. 42 people in the room right now, only 27 thumbs up, guys. And you're going to need those thumbs up. Let's do it. Sarah, 8 minutes late. Oh, that pay is deducted. You know as well as I do. You got it. But how is everybody? We got Deborah from Iowa in here tonight. Yes, but no, let's see. Here, I'll do the old one. We'll do the old one first, just to get everybody back into the swing of things. You want the reindeer nose as well? Let's do the reindeer nose. And we'll do this. Let's see. Hang on, let me start it and restart it. Here we go. Come on, everybody. Get back in the swing of things here. Look at you guys. There we go. Look at that. Wow. I hadn't done that in a while. And that got my eye right there. Had not done that in a little while. I don't know that song, but we'll figure it out there. You know that as well as I do. But I hope everybody had a great Christmas. I think everybody did. Let's do this one. Hold on, let me get this one. This is the one Tammy Courtney sent me. Uh-oh. I've got my... Let's see, here we go. Uh-oh. There we go. You can't beat that. Whew. I got to tweak that one a little bit, I think. I got to get the volume up a little higher on it. Yeah, I think I got to get the volume up just a little higher on that. See, because it's got this little button here, but when you push it, see, it doesn't have that loud of a volume. Yeah, I need to work on the volume. Yeah, not that. Oh, it's not that loud of a volume. I need to work on the volume. Oh, rocker. Yes. All right. Here's the question for the night. And this is something that I noticed coming into the neighborhood tonight. And somebody just made a comment. Ellis, how are you? Ellis Taylor, how are you? Deborah. Deborah is having surgery on her knee on Wednesday, guys. Please put Deborah in your prayers. She is having surgery on Wednesday. So y'all throw some hearts up for Miss Deborah. She is having surgery on her knee on Wednesday. So y'all throw some hearts up for Miss Deborah. Yes, here's the thing. When is it okay to take down your Christmas decorations? A lot of people, I know when I got into the neighborhood tonight and I noticed there are a lot of people that still have their Christmas decoration up. Yeah, Deborah, don't be scared. Don't be scared. Trust me. Those men and women, God's looking after you. Trust me. We're praying for you. It's okay to feel a little scared, little anxiety, but you'll come out of it with flying colors, no doubt. No doubt. Nathan says definitely by February. Okay. New Year's is done. Yes. You know, surgery is one of those things that you have, and after it's all said and done, you're just kind of like, okay, that wasn't too bad. That was not too bad. I've had the gallbladder out, I've had the appendix out, you know, things like that. From what I'm understanding, things are getting a little easier these days. So much technology. Santa, this autocorrect we've got to do something about. Merry Christmas. Miss Jean, how are you? But I think everybody is getting to the point where maybe January 5th is the day that you feel like Christmas decorations need to be down. And I can understand that. I understand that. I get that. So hernia surgery. You know, the only thing that bothers me with hernia surgery these days is the mesh that they use sometimes. And from what I understand, sometimes people have issues with the mesh down the road. And that's the only thing I've ever heard. Most people go through it like a champ and without any issues. And that's the only thing I've ever heard is sometimes they go back in and have to fix the mesh that they use sometimes. Tim said, Santa, I took mine down today. Gene said, Valentine's is up. Yes. Deborah, open heart. Yeah, anytime you get heavy into something like that, you put a risk factor in there. You are absolutely right. Herniated disc. Yes. Yep. Yeah, girl, how are you? Rocker said I had a quadruple bypass in 2012, buddy. I am glad you are still here with us. Kay, how are you? Somebody asked me the other day if I will go into Valentine mode here before too long. You never know. You never know. You may pop on here one night and I've got a set of wings on and I'm looking like Cupid. And do I get rid of the beard or do I leave the beard? If I go as Cupid, do I leave the beard? Took a long time to recover. I've got a buddy of mine who had it about a year ago and still in recovery. Oh, I'm sorry, Rosie. Okay, Mary. All right. No, Cupid is in my house. Okay. Tamara, how are you? A bearded Cupid. You got it. Sarah said diet red for Valentine's Day. Never thought about that. 44 people in the room, 44 thumbs up. You guys are awesome. Keep throwing those thumbs up. I may have to do that. I may have to dye this red and do the little Cupid, the Cupid shuffle. Deborah said, say a prayer for my dad. Absolutely. Deborah's dad as well, guys. You know, a lot of times we think about the person who's having the surgery, and a lot of times we don't think about the people who are around those who are having the surgery. Your family and your loved ones definitely are in our prayers tonight. Don't get rid of the beard. You got it. Thoughts on Stranger Things getting outdone by 50 Cent's Diddy documentary, doing Stranger Things. Man Spider. Here's the thing, and look, I try not to talk too much about Diddy and everything that's going on there. But it's in the public right now. It is something that's in the eye. It's caught the attention of America. And I can understand where the curiosity of people will come out and get into these things. And when that documentary and everything comes out, had come out, I'm sure people are, curious. They want to see what's going on. Look, every day we hear stories about everything that's going on and what's happening. It's all around us. And if somebody can answer the questions of things that's going on, then people are curious and people try to find out for themselves. And that's the key thing is listening and making a informed decision by yourself. Look, you're the one that's consuming all this. You're the one that's watching all this. You have to make a decision. It all falls on you. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Is it okay? Is it not okay? You're the one at the end of the day that has to make that decision. And at least you're getting some kind of informed decision there. Karen, yes, Stranger Things did really well. It's just a matter of timing. It really is. They brought the first half of everything out, a little while ago, and then they tried to close out everything the other night and get it around a holiday and things like that. And some people liked it and some people didn't. It's why Baskin Robbins has 31 flavors. Not everybody's going to like the same thing. Northern Grace, how are you? Oh, leprechaun color. I may have to go green. Show off a little bit of the Irish. Backflip Santa, how are you? Miss Jean, let's see. He kept falling. Finally, he broke his leg at 92. Okay. Sorry to hear that. Yes. The green beard. Oh, absolutely. That's the truck. How are you? Nathan says, I'm Irish. No, here's the thing. And look, we see these stories all the time happening and taking place and everything like that. And one of the, several of the big stories here lately, uh, Venezuela, we know that's the big story right now where the political home front and everything's at. Um, Kind of in entertainment, there's a young lady that has been on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, all of these all of these platforms. She turned 18 the other day. She started an OnlyFans page and ended up, I think they said the number was like $3 million in a day. And that has been huge news stories going around on the platforms and with the content creators and things like that. You just never know what's going to be out there, and you got to get into those things of sitting there and reading the stories, and you're just like, it is crazy. Blaine, how are you? Did somebody say Love Bug? Did Love Bug make an appearance? Look at Love Bug. How are you, Love Bug? Happy New Year, Merry Christmas. David and Tammy, how are you? Everything is going good. Prince says, hello, kids. How are you guys? Yeah, here's the thing. We are in a society right now when things happen, people want to do away with you quick. They just want to get rid of you fast. No, sometimes you just got to move on from it. Sometimes you just got to, you know, we live in a cancel culture these days. And it's not a good way to be. You want to there we go. You know, you want to be able to sit there and make a judgment for yourself before everybody jumps on and just, pure, you know, cancel culture. Don, how are you? Is it Don John Chris Band official? Look at that. How are you? FBJ, how are you? Avery, how do you know that? Now I know that God is real and I know Jesus is real, but how do you know Santa's not real? Just saying. You never know. Doing great. Our grandkids are here from Norfolk. Okay, awesome. Jared, people think that. People think that, hey, you work one day a year and then you're sitting around until December. No, that's not the case. This is a yearly chore. It really is. I was in a store the other day down in Myrtle Beach, and a young lady comes up to me and she goes, can I tell you something? I said, yes, ma'am. And she goes, you look like Santa Claus. And I said, well, how do you know I'm not Santa Claus? The look on her face was like, well, I don't know that. And I said, yes, ma'am. I said, I could easily be Santa Claus, and you just don't know. You never know. You got to believe. Luckbuck said, you got to believe. Yeah, those reindeers need to get fed every day, unless you go around Sarah's house and then she's turning them into jerky. And it's not good. I'm just telling you. Dylan, how are you, Burl Lives? Yes. Dylan, I love you for that, for the simple fact that there are probably a lot of people in the chat right now who do not know who Burl Ives is. So they are now going on Google because we are talking about Burl Ives. They are now going on Google trying to figure out who Burl Ives is. That's awesome. Yes, random user every year. Absolutely. There you go. Yes, Deborah. It's a holly jolly Christmas. It's the best time of the year. Julia said, I know who Burl Ives is. A lot of people don't, though. A lot of people do not know who Burl Ives is. That's the, you know, Jimmy Durante. Absolutely. You know, they when you start getting into the older population, a lot of people, Mickey Rooney. Remember Mickey Rooney? A lot of people don't know. No, a lot of people don't know. How can I get a green card in the U.S.? It's a very good question. Go through the proper channels, and if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. But you're going to have to go through the proper channels. That's the. We're going to stop at that because um, there is a process. Don't try to go around the process. Go through the process. Do what you have to do and do it right and do it officially, and we'll go from there. Bing Crosby, yes. Red Skelton, absolutely. Slim Pickens, look at that. I love it. Rozzy says, I have dual citizenship. I am Canadian too. Right, White Christmas, yes. Oh, Malaya's mom said Red Skelton is from her hometown. Look at that. David, you are absolutely right. No, that's the thing. One of the biggest entertainers, and he basically moved here when he was young, here in Virginia, in Roanoke, Virginia, when he was young, and he left, but still reference the fact was Wayne Newton. Wayne Newton went to school here when he was a young man. Uh, his father evidently was, I believe, in the service, and he got moved around a lot. And somehow he ended up in Roanoke, went to school here for a number of years, made his way out to Las Vegas, and that's why his ranch is named, I think, Shenandoah. His ranch is named Shenandoah, but he is, one of those people. Bonjour. Bye, Deborah. Praying for you. I promise. You got it. Amos and Andy, yes. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Dick Van Dyke is 100 and still goes to the gym and dances. Miss Jean, I'll tell you a story. And it's one of these things where Dick Van Dyke, it showed him, there was a video of him on, I want to say around Thanksgiving, around Christmas time, and everything that was going on. It showed him out on the streets, and he was handing people $5 bills. And I know that, you look at it and you go, wow, what can $5 get you these days? But like you said, he's 100 years old. So I'm sure somewhere maybe in the mix, $5 is $5. But he was giving $5 out to people to help them with things that they needed. And it warms your heart to see someone who has been around for 100 years, and he still has the mental concept of, I've got to give to my community. I've got to give to my fellow man. I've got to give. And it was really nice to see him out there handing money to people in his community. Yes. Mary Poppins, absolutely. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Yes. Rozzy, it when you find a movie and I let's just put them out. Let's just put everything out on the table tonight. There is a movie out there, and it is a cute little movie, and it's one of these movies. It's called "Can't Buy Me Love," And it was one of these movies years ago. The gentleman that's in the movie now plays on Grey's Anatomy. Um, I can't think of his name. The young lady that was in the movie passed away a while back. And but it's one of those movies to where what's up, what's up, what's up? To where every time I see that um movie, I have to stop and I watch that movie a little bit, but there's something about it. Bianca said same, but there's something about it that you're just like chitty chitty bang bang. Yes. Look at that. Bianca, never. We're still here. Rocker, absolutely. $5, you would, handing out $5 back in the day, but this is recently. And, when I see someone do that, it always makes me, and I think yes, Northern Grace, a spoonful of sugar. Yes. I had let's not be rude to each other, guys. Rozzy said, I love that movie. It's one of the best little movies around. And if you've never seen it, it's called Can't Buy Me Love. And it is about a young man who just wants to be accepted. And he finds the opportunity to get into the popular kids. But the way he gets into the popular kids group is he tries to buy his way in. And when he buys his way in, it gets to the point where they find out that he has tried to buy his way into the popular group. And so then it turns into, but really a cute little movie. It's one of those movies that you just kind of set back and, you know, yeah, no, Christmas is never over. We love Christmas. Yeah, we love Christmas. I can celebrate Christmas every day of the year. I do. I do. It was so funny. I was looking at Christmas ornaments this morning. They had, okay, The Life of I keep hearing people say that, and I need to watch that. Color X9L, what's up? How are you? Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Love Christmas music. Absolutely. I can sing Christmas music all year round. You got it. But no, it's always amazing to watch those little movies that David, love you, that you just don't realize that they're really good movies and they turn out to be really decent little movies. And so it just yeah, the Apple Dumpling Gang. Yeah. If you're a sports fan, I like the one with Kevin Costner for the love of the game, where he's deciding on whether or not he's going to stay in baseball or go out of baseball. And I like that. I think that's an extremely good movie. Um, it is. I'm trying to think of one that just really, gets me every time. Finally got your heater fix. Expensive. Oh, good day. The Bowery Boys. Yep. Okay. Kingdom of Heaven. Okay. Let me write. Hold on. I'm writing this down here. Chuck. Because I need to make sure the Chuck movie. Chloe, how are you? Ma and Pa Kettle. Absolutely. Destiny, how are you? To Serve with Love. Yes. Gene Phillips, A League of Their Own. For me, John Lovitz is one of the. He is hilarious in that movie, especially when. What is the young lady? Her dad brings her to the tryout, and she's got her hat down, and she pulls her hat up. Is it Marla? And her dad pulls the hat up or something. He sees her, and he goes, "Ooh, ooh." To me, that is hilarious. John Lovitz has to be just, it's a brilliant movie. Yes. Field of Dreams. Yes. Chuck is on Hulu. Okay, let me write that down because I gotta go see some of these. Angela, how are you? Liam, come on now. Not the right question. Here's my thing. Who's doing Love Bug said I started my spring cleaning early. I understand. Here's my Rossi, here's my issues with if you've got a good movie and it has been an extremely good movie, a very good movie, why mess with that movie? It drives me nuts sometimes because Hollywood will come out and Hollywood will kind of force something on you. And it's like, why mess with that movie? That was a good movie. And I know you want a sequel. I think what they say, they were going to try to do one for Pretty in Pink. They were going to try to do one for, like you said, St. Elmo's Fire. Why mess with those movies? It just, no, Max, you're right there. I see you. Jaws was great, but not 4. I know what greed is, and I understand that you hit when things are hot. Um, but do we need 4 Jaws movies? What can you do with that shark that you can't get done in maybe 1 or 2 movies? You know, yes, that's, Rooster Cogburn, absolutely. Oh no, it's nothing but money. It's nothing but greed and True Grit, David and Tammy. I have no issues with True Grit being remade because they kept sort of to the story, and I like John Wayne's version. I like the new versions, but it's as long as you kind of stay to the story, you're okay. It's when they start messing with the storylines. That's the thing that really gets me. Official, you never know. Halloween is one that they have literally a man called Otto. Yes, I've seen that. Yes, Otto is a man that is in everybody's neighborhood. Sometimes you just don't know he's there. Anne Marie, how are you? Somebody had made the comment I saw a while back that said that in Hollywood there are only like 150 storylines and that we keep recycling the same storylines over and over. Because you think about most movies, you think about boy meets girl, girl meets boy. Um, you think about the relationships in the movie. You think about in crime movies, someone gets hurt, someone gets murdered, someone gets, you think about crime movies, something gets stolen. Um, there's only a handful of storylines that we run from. American Christmas Carol, okay. It would not shock me if it's less than 150. My grandson is named Otto. There you go. And good. I am glad you are not sick anymore. That is awesome. Yeah, Rio Bravo. I am one, and this is sad, but I do this. And Lucian is one with me. I'll set Lucian down, and we will watch old westerns, and we will watch Andy Griffith, and we will watch some of the older shows, um, because I like the older westerns. I like the older, and two. It's funny to watch these legendary actors and actresses go through The Wolf of Wall Street. I think The Wolf of Wall Street for Leonardo DiCaprio and uh, I can't think of the gentleman. It is a good work. Is a good movie, and it was really one of his better works that I've seen him do. Um, it has a lot of adult topics in it. But it tells the story of that man. Bonanza with Little Joe, yes. Final Destination, yep. Jonah Hill, thank you. I think Jonah Hill did an extremely good job in that movie. Um, I always like to watch uh, Bill Murray. Sarah, somebody, you and Rossi are talking about Bill Murray. Bill Murray did the movie. What is it? What About Bill? What About Bob? What About Bob? What About Bob was filmed in Roanoke here. And we got to see Bill Murray at work here in the Roanoke Valley because a lot of that movie was filmed here as well as around the lake, Smith Mountain Lake area here in the valley. A lot of the people you see in that movie, a lot of people we know from that movie. Yeah, that movie was funny. Yeah, Sergeant York, absolutely. The Searchers, John Wayne. Okay. Groundhog Day. Yes, absolutely. I think the best storytellers have a harder making sequels to their movies. I sit there and I watch maybe like Forrest Gump or something like that, and you always hear people talking, "Oh, they need to make a sequel to Forrest Gump." Why? I'm happy just with the way Forrest Gump ended. He was taking care of his son. I'm happy with the way it ended. Do I need to know what happened to Forrest Gump 30 years down the road? Well, same way with Lieutenant Dan. That would be great, but I think a lot of times you already kind of feel like what happened to him. Sometimes yeah, Forrest Gump is over. Yeah, sometimes you just hear people talking about, man, I'd love to see, this person film this or this person do this, and why? I don't feel like we need to go a lot of other places. Man Spider, what is your advice for younger people when it comes to ex friends who cut you off or end things, want to be friends again? Good night, love bug. Have a great night. Good seeing you again. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. I believe that God puts people into your lives for a reason. And sometimes people will stray out, sometimes people will come in. Uh, you have to be cautious, though, of those friends. If somebody does something to you that you don't want to happen again, then you need to reconstruct that friendship in a way to where it doesn't happen again. That's the key thing. Um, as you get older, you'll start hearing comments, mess with me once, shame on me, mess with me twice, shame on you. You'll hear comments and things like that. A lot of times it's all on you. If you want to open that door and bring that person back in, you need to be very careful. Uh, that person may get you again. That person may not be the friend that you thought that friend was. You need to be careful. When it's all said and done in the world, I think most people will be honest with you and tell you that at the end of the day, there's probably just a handful of good friends that you make in this world. It really, and we always laugh and we always joke with people and say, I can take and, I can take an army and what is it, rule a world or something like that. But if I have three good friends, I can control anything. And that's what it all boils down to the fact of if you've got a handful of good friends and they're with you ride or die, they're with you 100%. Just be careful. Caleb, you never know. Let's see. Yes, they should leave well enough alone in a lot of these movies. You got it. Especially WMCC, especially the classics. If you don't need to mess with the classics, please don't mess with the classics. Just leave those movies alone. Uh-oh. Listen. I hear Lucian. Lucian doesn't want to go to bed tonight. Excuse me, but Lucian is tired. Yes. They should leave. Yeah. But here's the thing, and we've made reference to it tonight. Greed is a hard thing for a lot of people. It really is. Greed gets to the point where people want, you got to make that money. Caleb, no, never. School on Monday, school tomorrow. Yes, absolutely. He will be making his way back for the first time in what, 2 weeks? And so yes. WMC sequels aren't always, yes. Here's the thing, Denzel Washington with The Equalizer. With The Equalizer, I remember when that show was on television to where you could sit there and each week they could have an episode of that. With The Equalizer, that's a movie that you can run for years for the simple fact of you can set yourself up a storyline each movie. It's when you get locked into characters to where you have to either let those characters grow or go. And that's where it becomes the issue. And when you've got an open storyline to where you can use and things like that, yeah, that's the thing. WMC, yeah, absolutely. It's a great movie. It's great storylines. It's it's something that you can redo over and over and over and over. Ah, Malaya's Bob, you're fine. Shirley Temple, yes. Mikey, if you have the opportunity, there are a couple books on Shirley Temple Black, who ended up becoming an ambassador for the United States. Read those stories. There are a lot of people in Hollywood that feel like we did a huge disservice to that young lady. And that young lady was used in a lot of different ways that she should not have been, quote unquote, used. That young lady, we have children's laws and things like that where it comes to Hollywood now. But that young lady, they turned that young lady into something that a lot of people just were not happy with. And there's several books out on it if you can find them and take a look at them. Facey Ace, what's up? Malaya's mom, you are. Here's the thing. I think you can do your voice. And the good thing is there are filters that can change your voice. Showing your face is something that you may run into an issue depending on what you're showing. If it's something that you can narrate, there are voice changers out there to where you can change your voice that way. But if it's something that you can narrate, I think you're good. But if it's something where people want to see your face, you may run into an issue there. And do like I do. Just show try to stick with this angle here. I'm not one that, everybody's like, oh, get up and dance, do this. And no, you're going to see the face and, yeah, filters can help. Let me tell you, there are, and I only do YouTube. I don't do Facebook. I've got a Facebook account, but I don't monetize Facebook. I only do YouTube. TikTok, I was doing extremely well with TikTok. I wasn't making any money or anything like that on it. I had a ton of subscribers. And I woke up one day and my entire TikTok page was gone. I had to start all over again. And to this day, I just said, I'm done with it. I don't know what happened there at the end. I don't know what happened to my page. So you've got to be careful. Learn the rules of what you're doing. I've got a buddy of mine who literally that's what he does. He reads books for people, especially the ones who have sight issues. And that's how they get their reading their books in, is through audiobooks, things like that. So, Sandy, how are you? Okay. Yes. Stinky said YouTube pays better than Instagram or TikTok. Yeah, it's but I've got a lot of people that have all three, all four of the pages that they try to get monetized on and things like that. Sarah said, "What's a fidget?" Face DA said, "It's a reason I don't." Yes. Jerry, how are you? Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. I'm glad you made it in. You're fine. Miss January, how are you? Bowling, how are you? You just never know. You never know. We've been doing a lot of talking about movies. I've got one myself coming that I've been working with my niece on doing. She's trying to set up her own page and do some things, and 3D printed fidgets. Yes, she's got one coming that, and it's a fidget. It's guys, people love sound. People love if you do it the right way and you get the right, I always go past the channels. Rocker, you do it. Go lay down, brother. Have a great night. Yeah, you'll see women with long nails. They'll have the microphone set up and they'll scratch. You'll see people will take liquid in a bottle and shake it. People like different sounds. It triggers them. I don't know what it is about them. But there are things that people, Malaya's mom said, it's addicting. Yes. And it's something, when you, it's like a pill bottle or Tic Tac bottle. When you get one of those, you'll notice a lot of people will sit there and just shake it. And it's the fact of there's something there that draws us to those sounds. Jerry said ASMR. Absolutely. Where you just literally get someone, and I've tried them here or there to where I'll talk and I'll count. I'll try to do something, because we're always, as content creators, you're always trying to figure stuff out. But just, literally counting or talking to someone in just that low voice. How are you? Good to see you. And you're just, you're tapping on something, you take the pen or something and, it's one, you just never know what entices people. Yeah, you just never know, you know. Yeah, now if you're doing something where something is being created, Malaya's mom, that may be something too, to where you can set back and just put the camera on and start and just let it happen. That, the Breakfast Club, absolutely. Young, you are welcome. London, how do you know? You never know. But now, hopefully, the new thing she's going to try will be here, I think, Wednesday. And so we're going to let her try it and see how she does with her page. She's got some things going on right now. She's trying to see how she does and everything. And here's the thing, guys. Okay, here's the thing. If it does not work, don't give up. If it is something that doesn't get you views, for the life of me, do not give up. Mess with it. Play around with it. Try to figure out, do something different with it. Go in and, type in on YouTube. Take a look and see what people are doing. Um, you know, there you go. Come on, stop. We'll be any too. There you go. Timothy, I met a gentleman the other day that had neuropathy in his legs, and he was telling me about it. There you go, young. But no, yeah, don't ever give up though, because a lot of people will get into a situation to where they just want to give up, and don't ever give up on doing what you're doing. Sometimes you may have to tweak it a little bit. Sometimes you may have to get to a point where you're like, okay, that didn't end up quite the way I wanted it to. It's okay to do many of them. It's okay to do several of them. So, Bassiers, have a good night. God bless you. We'll see you next time. Yes, Jerry said, I just noticed you're back from vacation. I got back today about 3 o'clock. And thank you. If I can get into yours, I will do that. Sometimes security settings will not allow me to do that. But if I can get in, I will on yours as well. But no, that, guys, yeah, don't ever give up doing what you, and don't get discouraged. If your page isn't jumping and growing, there you will not believe. Don't get consumed by the numbers. Do what you love doing. Have fun with it. There are days that I talk with people and they're like, I did a video that only got 20 views. Guess what? You got 20 views on that video. And if you can make one person happy, make that one person happy. Look at that. Shauna put a post up this afternoon on one of the videos and was laughing about it. So she's here, she's not here. You never know. She'll pop in when she pops in. All right, guys, we've been on here over an hour tonight. I'm going to hop off here. You guys have a great evening. Guys, pray for the Whitakers. Pray for everybody in this room. Pray for Deborah. I know she is scared, getting ready to have this surgery on her knee. Guys, give her all the prayers you can. Also pray for her dad. Her dad's going to need prayers as well. Guys, y'all have a great night. God loves you. I love you. And I will see you tomorrow night. And we'll go ahead and set a schedule up, because I know not every night people are going to be able to join us, and we'll have to set us up a schedule on what we're going to do for the rest of the year here and what's going and moving forward. Y'all have a great night. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Bye now.